Good morning, everyone. We're here in beautiful High Rock Park, waiting for a few people to sign on for our story time program. So we're just going to give it a few minutes, see who comes on. And then we're going to join Chris Rommel for some story time. For anyone who is out there, we just want to put out a little notice that our Greenbelt Nature Center, located at 700 Rockland Avenue, is temporarily closed due to some unforeseen circumstances. That also includes our bathrooms. So our bathrooms are closed as well at that site. So we will let you know when we can open that back up. So we're just going to give it a few minutes, and then we will join Chris Rommel. So we're going to join Chris Rommel right now for his story time. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Karen. I'm glad I could talk to you all for this Storytime Plus craft. If you're joining live, thank you. If you're joining us sometime in the future, I hope to have flying cars by now. But today I'd like to tell you about a special holiday that you may or may not celebrate, and that is called Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. There are a lot of different cultures that celebrate Lunar New Year. But for the purpose of this story time, I'm going to focus on Cantonese or the Chinese traditions. Cantonese is a language spoken in Hong Kong, and every different culture has their different ways that they celebrate or different superstitions. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on Cantonese. And to start off with, I'll teach you all a little bit of Cantonese, how to greet someone during the Chinese New Year. So I have it right here, go word by word. You have gong, hey, fat, and choi. So if you read it one more time, a little slow, gong, hey, fat, choi. Read a little bit faster, you get gong, hey, fat, choi. So this doesn't literally mean Happy New Year. It actually means I wish you great happiness and prosperity, which is actually really nice and personable. If you read it in Cantonese, it actually looks like this. So that's how you would say it in Cantonese. Gong hei fa choi. I wish you happiness and prosperity. So you might notice a common color around here. Yeah, red, that's everywhere. So if you might have noticed that everything is red, red is actually a very lucky color in Chinese culture. More to the point where they all wear it during this whole holiday. They wear it for weddings, they wear it for everything for a lucky occasion. Red represents fire, and they also have gold, which represents prosperity. So it's really pretty if you see China during this holiday. It's all colorful and all beautiful. And fun fact, in America, white is worn for weddings. It's for like new life. White in Chinese culture is actually bad luck, or means death. So they actually wear red to their weddings instead of white. So it's a little difference between our countries that you might not have known. So the history of Chinese New Year goes back for many years. It's a time where people pay off their debts. It's the beginning of spring for China. That's where they plant all their new crops for the new year. And then that's where, like I said, new life comes forward for hopefully a lucky and prosperable year. But if you're into mythology and really cool stories, you might have heard of a different kind of beginning to Chinese New Year. And that starts with the famous beast called Yan. Nian is the Chinese word for year, and he would wake up once a year on Chinese New Year, and he would come to your village. So this is Nian, and this is an old, traditional, ancient Chinese village. And Nian would wake up, and he would come to the towns, and he would attack the livestock. He would eat that. He would eat that livestock up, and sometimes, if there's children, he would attack them too and eat them. So it's a good lesson to go to sleep early and go to bed and don't be lurking out late at night. So Nian would do this every year without fail and scare all the villagers to the point where every year they would go back to sleep very early on Chinese New Year. And one day that all changed when an old man would come to the village dressed in red. And he would stay out at night. And everyone was confused. What are you doing? Nian's going to eat you. Well, this man had a plan. With the help of a few firecrackers or noisemakers and a couple of drums, Nian would come to the village to pillage and eat, but saw the old man and saw that he had red on. He became afraid. He was like, is this fire? What is this? And then he would hear the noise of the firecrackers and the drums the old man made, and that would scare the beast even more. And all the villagers saw that this was working, so they all came out and joined and started beating on drums and making loud noises. And they also put on their red outfits. This scared Nian to the point where he fled the village and went back to where he came. The message of this story went all throughout China, and every year, more and more people wore red, and Nian, the beast, was nowhere to be found. So we celebrate that tradition to keep Nian away and to keep our villages safe. So that's why red is a very lucky color, and that's why you're going to hear a lot of noise coming out of China for the next 15 days. So I'll actually teach you at the end of this story time how to make these drums, so you can keep Nian away from your dwelling. Make sure you wear red though too. So you might have heard that I said for the next 15 days. So yes, in America, we have one day where we have a new year. In China, they celebrate for 15 whole days. Each day represents something different. They celebrate a different for a different reason. But yeah, there's going to be colors, fireworks, drums beating. It's going to be really loud for the next 15 days. Some days are dedicated to your in-laws. Some are dedicated to newborn children. Some are dedicated to farmers. Some are dedicated to dragon dances. You might have seen that in Chinatown here in Manhattan. There's so much to go over that I can't even speak in this video, but I'll mention a few different customs and superstitions that you can do for Chinese New Year. Starting out with the first one, you might have seen these little red envelopes. These are given away by married couples or older people, and inside of them, what do you think you'll find? Let me see. Money. That's the best part, I think. All the kids and all the unmarried people love getting these little red envelopes because you're going to get some currency in them, and then you can use it for whatever you want to gain some wealth or financial prosperity. More superstitions. You have different superstitions with food. So oranges are really popular in Chinese culture because the Chinese word for orange sounds like good luck in their language. So it's very common to see people giving fruit, oranges to their families because they think it'll bring good luck and prosperity. If you can sense the common theme of this holiday, it's all about good luck, bringing families together, prosperity, bringing a whole happy new year and growth. Because this is springtime for them. This is the time where things start to grow and start to become new. More superstitions. The day before New Year's, which is today, you need to get a pair of scissors, and you got to cut your hair and get a new haircut. You got to look your best. So that's why I have to get a shave today, so I can get a couple scissors and cut them today. I had to remember to do that. You need to clean your house from top to bottom with all the old dust because you want to welcome in that New Year's luck. So you got to sweep all that old dust out the back door because we're walking in the new the new dust from the front door, I guess. A couple of other traditions, like I said, it's very common to see people throwing out firecrackers and noisemakers, or using those drums, like I said before. It's a very loud holiday. They also play a game called Mahjong. It's kind of, people say it's like poker, but I say it's like rummy, but it's a very popular game that families like to play. People give candies, people give money, they give seeds, and all the different foods of this holiday mean something different. So I actually found this interesting page about all the different foods. For example, pudding cake it could stand for a lucky new year. You have fish that symbolizes surplus, which means wealth, or a good crop year for farmers. You have oysters that represent good fortune. So they have a whole list of different things that mean different good things. You might not like some of the food on this list, but you have other things to kind of supplement for that. It goes on for a long time. You have all these healthy foods, and they're great tasting foods. I don't know why you wouldn't want to taste any of this stuff. Seaweed's a different one that you might not find too much in America, but it's a very popular food item. And the list goes on and on and on. A popular pastry that you might find is mooncakes, because Chinese New Year is actually, the old Chinese calendar was actually based on the moon activity. So if you didn't know, the moon has different phases throughout the year. There's about 12 different moons for a year, and that's how they used to keep track of time. So each different full moon represented something else. Like the summertime, the beginning of the summertime, when you can harvest your crops, and in this case, representing the new year or the springtime. So the beginning of the new year starts on the new moon, which means that there's no moon in the sky at all. So you can see a half moon, that means a quarter moon, a full moon's a full moon, but a new moon is when you don't see the moon at all. You see nothing in the sky. And the festivities end when the full moon comes out 2 weeks later. So that's how you mark your Chinese New Year calendar. So the next thing I'd like to talk about, what each year could mean. So we have our zodiacs in America, like Leo, Cancer, Sagittarius. We follow a monthly calendar like that, but each year the Chinese have different zodiacs for each different year. So to start out with, the year is now the ox. So each different animal represents each different kind of traits and personalities of each people. So people born on the year of the ox might have been born in 2009, 1997, so it goes 12 years each. So the year of the ox, people born in this year are dependable and calm. They are good listeners and have very strong leads. Ideas, not leads. But yeah, so that could mean that could apply to you if you were born in the years of the ox. Different years have different animals. So last year was the year of the rat. The year before that was the year of the boar, so on and so forth. My particular zodiac was the year of the monkey, and it says here that monkeys are very funny people and they can make people laugh and are really good at solving problems. Well, I don't know about solving problems, but I think I can make people laugh. I think I'm a very funny guy. I was born in 1992, so that was the year of the monkey. And next year will be the year of the tiger. So every 12 years, it'll come back to what it was from 12 years before. And where the zodiacs came from, the story is the Jade Emperor, many years ago, wanted guardians in his palace, and to figure out which animals he wanted to represent him, he held a tournament, a big race with all the animals of the earth, and whoever can get to his palace first, the first 12, would be his guardians. So the order of the animals is where each animal placed. So the legend says that they all had to cross a giant river, and the rat, seeing the ox crossing the river, decided to jump on his head. And the ox didn't mind this, so when they got to the other side of the river, before the ox crossed the finish line, the rat would jump in front of him. And that's why they say rats are cunning, and oxes are very laid back. They take things as it is. And then each different animal has a story like that of when they finish during the race. If you'd like to see more information on that, you can visit it on Google yourself and see how the story went. It's very cool to see where each animal's meanings came from. And what animal are you? Type in the sidebar what animal represents your year. I'd like to really know about you guys. I can tell a lot about you guys from the zodiacs that you are. So with all of that, I'd like to bring our presentation to our story finally. This is called How to Catch a Dragon. So I really like the cover of this. It's very festive. It's in the red and the gold. And we're going to see if at all, of how to catch a dragon. So let's begin. All right, so our setting begins in a little home with Mom, Grandma, and son. Mom's cooking in the kitchen, and Grandma's standing near. We're getting ready for New Year's, my favorite day all year. I think we might be missing something, I hear my mother say. A dragon would bring health and fortune. A dragon? What? No way. So if you notice, like I said before, the little boy's cleaning the house from top to bottom to get all that bad dust out of the house. And Mom and Grandma are making the lucky foods, the dumplings and mushrooms for the family dinner. Let's see what the little boy does with the dragon. Every year, my friends and I help decorate the street. We hang fa chun and red lanterns every couple of feet. But this new year, we're on the watch to pick up any trail. Oh wait, is that... I thought I saw... It's a real red dragon's tail. Did you imagine how big that dragon is, judging by its tail? So every page from now on, we're gonna see the dragon in some way or form. Can you spot the dragon in each different page? By the way, Fa Chun is these little banners that they hang on the homes, along with the red lanterns. So just FYI. This dragon can control the water? He's cooler than we thought. We have to be much smarter to get this dragon caught. And you see all his little friends are trying to help, and then they all got wet. We won't use tacos for this dragon. We'll use noodles and sticky rice. The problem is, he loved him so much, he came back and ate him twice. Look at that. That didn't look like that was going to work in the first place. I don't know what they were thinking. And now they're eating all the supplies too. Let's see what else they do. We cannot lose this dragon now. Not with this massive bait. A dragon can't resist some gold. We'll catch him. Just you wait. And now you see them loading all the gold in the red envelope, just like we showed before where you put all the money. That's a lot of gold. Where do you think they got that from? Let's see if the dragon takes the bait. On any other day, I'd love to catch money from the sky, but today, it means our trap fell through. I need just one more try. And look at how the dragon got away. Do you think the boy looks happy? I don't think he looks happy, even though there is money falling, literally falling from the sky. His other friends seem to be happy though. The final trap has to work. It's our greatest chance. The thing that dragons love the most? The mighty dragon dance. I think the dragon kind of sees what they're doing. I don't know if it's gonna work. Do you? Our dragon dance is going great. I'm having so much fun. But where's our dragon? We're gonna catch him before the day is done. This is like the dragon dance you would see in Chinatown if you guys go to the festival one year. Oh man, we made a giant mess and no dragon to be seen. That means no good health or fortune. I guess we better clean. Nobody wants to clean. Look at that mess. He doesn't look happy either. I'm sorry, Mom. I tried my best to make you proud this year. Then she pulls me in a hug. I love this dragon best right here. So she had her dragon the whole time. watching fireworks with Mom and Grandma next to me. I feel so lucky standing here with my loving family. This is definitely the best part of the night for the whole family. I love fireworks, don't you? Now the little boy looks happier. Better luck next year. I love how the dragon's he's winking at him, trying to say, I'll get you next year too. But I really love this story. It's a very kid-friendly book. It's really fun. It's once again, it's called How to Catch a Dragon. We didn't actually see him how to catch a dragon, but maybe if there's a sequel, we'll see more ways to catch a dragon. And this is by Adam Wallace and Andy Elkerton. I got this at the New York Public Library. If you'd like to pick up this book, definitely give it a look. And there's a lot of other fun Chinese New Year books to look at as well. And I've definitely learned a lot this year as well. So I really love that book. I love reading. But one thing I love more to do is crafts. So I told you I was going to teach you how to make these drums. These drums, if you remember, make sure that Nian, the mystical beast, doesn't come to your home and eat all your livestock, if we have any livestock here on Staten Island. But it's a very simple, very non-complicated craft. All it requires is 2 plates, 2 paper plates, a popsicle stick, maybe after you eat your ice cream, some yellow thread or red thread, depending on what color you're in the mood for, some beads, red and yellow, of course, and if you pop the theme, more red and yellow paint. So this is a craft that Karen did with her group for the Year of the Pig a couple years ago, and this is for this year. This is the Year of the Ox. So the Year of the Ox is 2021, and the Year of the Pig was actually 2019. So you guys can do whatever designs you want. Karen used crayons. I used some paint. So if you don't have paint, definitely use whatever you have at home. Markers as well. So what you first want to do, you should paint your plates first. So I'll pretend I painted my plates. And then what you want to do after, you want to lay one face down. And then take your thread. You're going to place it right in the middle of the plate right there. And then you're going to either glue or staple or tape your other plate on top of that. That way the thread stays in place and doesn't move at all. You definitely want to make sure it's secure before you start moving the drum to make the beats. So how do you get those noises to happen with the other drums that we made? Well, you're going to use your beads. So I have here my yellow and red beads. And I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but basically what you're going to do, just take a bead and try to get the thread to go through and slide it along. Once you get all of your beads where you want it to be, you're going to tie a knot at the end. Make sure to do a few of them because the thread might be a little too thin, so you want to make sure there's a thick knot at the end of your thread, and then you can just cut the excess off. So this is what the final product would look like. When you put your stick in, I forgot to mention you want to put your stick in as well before gluing. So put your thread and the stick in before you put the final plate on top and glue it together. And you might want to, if you glue it, just leave it for a little bit, a few minutes to dry. If you staple it, you can go right away. And then you can pick it up just like this and start drumming to scare Nian the beast away. So I want to see how you guys can do with this activity. I love doing this. This is really fun. I got this picture off of Google. I just kind of copied it and painted it myself. I'm not a very good artist myself, but if I can do this, I think you guys can do whatever you guys can want. So if you can see, me and Karen had 2 different designs. I made it all red with a little yellow on the trims, and then Karen used her crayons and made more yellow on the outside. Do whatever you want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your art. It's all about how you are. It's all about your happiness and what makes you happy with your drum. It's a very simple craft, and you can pick this up at any store. It's really cheap. But like I said, you don't have to use paint. You can use crayons, and that about does it. Like, you'll be ready for New Year's tonight. Make sure to have a few oranges. Make sure to have a few dumplings if you can get to it. And definitely ask your parents for that red envelope with all that money in it. I only got $1, but we'll see if your parents can give you 5, 10, 100, I don't know. But that's going to do it for this edition of Storytime and Craft. We will have one every month, so keep in tune to find out which next month's book will be. So before we log off, remember to visit us at our websites or our YouTube page, and I'll see you then. Remember what we say to greet someone for New Year's Day? Gong hei fa choi. There we go. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Have a good day.